Hello, Sumo fans. I'm Scott Finley, and welcome to your Haru Spring March basho makuuchi Banzuke. That was a bit of a mouthful. Anyways, the drummers are out touring the sumo stables, battle lines are being drawn, Mawashi's tightened, and some one-on-one time inside the mind for sumo's giants as the Banzuke release marks the countdown to the 15-day showdown. That is the Spring Basho. So get yourself ready as we dive deep into who got placed where, who was robbed, who was given the keys to the castle practically. Let's do this. As always, let's start with those who fell to Juryo and who made it up to Maegashira. First up the falls and get those out of the way. Veteran Takara Fuji finds himself in Juryo 1 West. Not since 2011 has he seen his name in the Juryo rankings. Unfortunately, I dare say he may be winding down in his career now. Bully Hokaseho fell from M8 to Juryo, although not that it matters now, so moving on quickly and swiftly. Cannonball Bishozan once again falls back down to Juryo 5 from Maegashira 16. One knee down Tomokaze finds himself dropping from M15 to Juryo 3 after each guy managed only 4 and 5 wins in the last basho. And the best assets in sumo, Oyama. After not managing any wins and being unable to complete the basho, he fell hard to Juryo 11 from M17. Now for the rises to the true big leagues. Nishiki Fuji, after a 10-5, sees himself back up at Maegashira 14 East from Juryo 2. Roga, who managed just one basho at Makuuchi, then has spent just one basho back in Juryo to get his way back up to 15 West from Juryo 3. Dayamame scrapes his way back up and reclaims a Makuuchi spot at 16 West from Juryo 1. Kita Nowaka also spends one in Makuuchi, then one in Juryo to come back, while newly debuting in Makuuchi as the Juryo champion for January, a very serious competitor and definitely one to watch out of Asiga Hamabea, Takeru Fuji, who went from Juryo 10 and was given the sole Maegashira 17 slot. It's so good to see the next generation crushing it and chasing those top spots. Any of you who have been a fan for at least about 3 years now will see the dramatic change that's happened in the landscape at the top of the sumo world, with only a handful of what could be considered familiar faces hanging on now. Okay, let's start filling in the blanks and see where our favourites landed and how angry we are depending on how robbed we felt those guys were. Starting to become forgettable, Endo takes the other side of 16 on the east, while slowly falling veteran Miyogiru takes 15 east. 14 is filled, so straight to 13, and on the east it's Ninja Face Ruden falling from 5. I still honestly don't know what compels me to call him that. On the west, he is joined by yet to make his mark, Churanaumi, who managed to save rank and swap sides after a 7-8 last basho. Big boy Shona Naomi falls to 12 East from 6, while last basho went a little better for Shimazu Umi, who after a 9-6 last basho goes from 17 to 12 West. Abe Light, aka Ichi Yamamoto, falls to 11 East from 7, joined by Sada Naomi, who also falls after a 6-9, although only by 1 rank for him. Mr. Enthusiasm, aka the Party Pooper, aka Cheer Up Man, former Ozeki Shodai, falls from 4 to 10 East, while another former Ozeki in one What the Hell Has Happened to You, Mitakuumi, sits across on the West after only 4 wins at Maegashira 4 for Shodai and 6 wins at Maegashira 9 for Mitakuumi last basho. Wow. Maegashira 10 sitting with 2 former Ozeki side by side. I have this weird feeling though that both of them are going to have a bit of a better basho this time around. Headbutt first, ask questions later. Head of Steel Hokoto Fuji falls to Maegashira 9 East from Maegashira 3. Koto Shoho, who is finding his rhythm again, it seems, gets a nice bump from 14 to 9 West after a 9-6 last basho with some impressive techniques on display from him. 8 East sees Human Bulldozer Onosho bounce back from Maegashira 14, while after having to pull out of the last tournament again, Human Bear Takayasu sees himself go from Komusubi to Maegashira 8 West. The pride of Kazakhstan, Kim Bozan, falls 1 from 6 to 7 East, and taking the West is Sumo's Iron Man, Baker Extraordinaire Tamawashi, who gets a bump from 10. Big Surigisho goes from 11 to 6 East, and hopes he can use his bulk again this basho for some fantastic wins. He is joined by the next Takakesho, Human Battering Ram Gonoyama, who last basho has seen better days, but I'm sure he will come back strong. Kata Sagashi King Midori Fuji falls a little from M2 to 5 East, joined by rising star of Nishonoseki Bear, Ono Sato, who sees himself at a career high of 5 West from 15 after an 11-4 last basho. Very impressive stuff from him. Flying Monkey Tobizaru keeps his spot at M4 East after a 7-8. They always give a couple of those saves for a close 7, so that's to be expected. While Off Like a Rocket Hiradoumi gets a bump from 8 to 4 West. Third generation purebred Oho has really started to find himself on the dojo, as he was no doubt being crushed a little by the weight of his grandfather and father before him. After a 10-5 at Maegashira 11, he has been given a real opportunity at 3 East, joined by the best smiling sumo, Takanosho, whose 10-5 at Maegashira 12 sees him join Oho on the West. Very generous bumps for both guys. Oho's first crack at a Yoko as well, I'm sure. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. The guy who is rivaling Takanosho for the best smiling sumo, rising star, the ever awkward Atami Fuji, who sees himself only fall 1 spot from M1 to M2, luckily after he had an underwhelming basho in January, obtaining only 6 wins. Scrapper Macy gets a good bump from 9 to M2 West. Sumo's Elastic Man Ura drops from Sanyaku and Komusubi to the top Maegashira slot of Maegashira 1 East after a 6-9 in January, while former Ozeki Asanayama sees himself at a career high of Maegashira 1 West since his fall from Ozeki. Even after 3 days out, he managed 9 wins last outing. Hopefully his body holds out, as I would like to see him get back there, but I know he was dealing with an injury, so we'll see. Now the Sanyaku guys. And filling the Komusubi spots this basho are the arms and legs with a man in the middle, Abe, joined by Nishikigi. Both get 8-7 at M2 and M5 respectively, so I dare say they have been thrown a bone this basho. Most of these top positions have seemed generous this basho. What do you guys think about that? Are the Kyokai on happy pills? Is it a case of black belts for everybody? Lubricated Bandage Man, or as I like to refer to him, dirty, cheating, loose bandage. Or to all of you guys, Daisho. Once again stays at Sekiwaki East, as he just can't quite get to that Ozeki dream of his. He is joined on the West Sekiwaki spot by returning to the spot Wakamoto Haru, back where he belongs after a 10-5 at Maegashira 1 and a fantastic win over the Yokozuna. It's good to see him back where he deserves to be. Now Ozeki sees a debuting Ozeki or Shin Ozeki, Big Daddy Pudding Cups Kotonowaka, who kept his name for this basho to honour his father's career name, with the Ozeki rank being associated with it. He will take the name of his Yokozuna grandfather, Koto Segura, from Mei's basho. Hopefully he can avoid the debuting Ozeki curse. He takes the West along with the Mongolian dragon Hoshoru, who takes the higher West slot. East side is filled up with the Combat Wombat Takakesho, who is Kadaban again. And in the top East Ozeki slot is your favourite future Yokozuna, Kirishima, who really should be aiming to take the Yusho and get his head back in the game. I think he was a bit overwhelmed last basho with the prospect at the rope. And as I always say, unless this is another reality, then the mountain that squats Yokozuna, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Terran of Fuji, sits atop the mountain as king, no doubt hoping to find his successor very soon. And that's it for your Haru Banzuke video. Thank you as always for watching. And as always, let me know in the comments your Banzuke thoughts and opinions. And with that, sumo fans, always remember, never waver, be a good egg and do me a favour. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Watanage.